I love how on one day Donald Trump gives a speech to the DOJ saying anybody who criticizes a judge is committing a crime and should be prosecuted. And then all he does is criticize judges. His every word, Donald Trump's every word, is a dang self-indictment.
You know, when I text you an hour before the show, it's a legal SOS. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, my God. Where do we even start this morning? So I don't even know where we're at in the particular constitutional crisis. So U.S. District Judge James Boseberg accused the Justice Department of evading its obligations to comply with his order for more information on those deportation flights. He said it is woefully insufficient. I mean, they are outwardly just mocking this judge, right? I mean, I don't know how angry it made you that, they retweeted with laughing emoticons the whole oopsie, too late, that Marco Rubio and Elon Musk retweeted, right?
How angry it made me, Steph. So Judge Boseberg was a former colleague of mine. I supervised him when he was a homicide prosecutor, and I tried murder cases with him. I know him extremely well. So, yeah, it made me pretty upset when I saw how impertinent, disrespectful, and indeed contemptuous Department of Justice lawyers, and these are not the best of the best DOJ lawyers. They're basically the bottom of the barrel, the only people who will walk in there and do Donald Trump's dirty bidding. They're going to get theirs by way of bar council referrals eventually if they keep it up. But yeah, but here's the thing, Steph, Judge Boseberg, we're all frustrated at the pace that this litigation is proceeding. He's playing chess, and these DOJ lawyers don't even know how to play checkers. What he is doing is he's walking them step by step toward ultimate contempt. And if they keep it up, they're going to find themselves in contempt. So, he's doing what he needs to do as a judge, and we need to have a little bit of patience and see this thing through.
And also, I forgot that you had mentioned, Judge Boseberg, but I mean, they just lie. There's Carolyn Levitt saying he was appointed by Obama. No, appointed by Bush. And again, we shouldn't even be talking about this. It shouldn't matter who appointed someone. But here we are. And he's ruled in Trump's favor many times, as I understand it. Hillary's emails had to be released. Trump didn't have to release his tax returns. So, I mean, you can't just go the minute somebody does a ruling you don't like, go, oh, they're a radical left lunatic, they need to be impeached, right?
Yeah, and during the FISA court debacle, I mean, Judge Boseberg put some really drastic remedial measures in place to make sure there were no further abuses of the FISA court process. And yes, he was first appointed as a judge by George W. Bush. Then, I agree, he was appointed by Barack Obama to the federal court. But guess what, Steph? He was elevated to the position of chief judge of the FISA court by who? Chief Justice John Roberts. So come on, when you're calling him, a radical left-wing lunatic, that's nonsense. And here's the other thing. I love how on one day Donald Trump gives a speech to the DOJ saying anybody who criticizes a judge is committing a crime and should be prosecuted. And then all he does is criticize judges. His every word, Donald Trump's every word, is a dang self-indictment.
Glenn, we've talked about this before. This is not just a lawless president. He has made his whole party lawless, right? So Senator Josh Hawley says he will introduce legislation to curb what he says is a dramatic abuse of judicial authority by courts that have issued injunctions against President Trump's agenda, including the deportation of alleged gang members. I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of them saying they're going to impeach any judge that disagrees. Elon Musk is going to primary them if they don't vote to impeach any judge that disagrees with Trump.
Josh Running Man Hawley doesn't know what he's talking about. When you actually listen to the arguments, read the briefs, and scrutinize the opinions, the injunctions, the temporary restraining orders, the judges are actually doing exactly what the law not only permits, but requires. They're litigating these cases in due course. And the fact that Donald Trump is on the losing end of almost all of this litigation doesn't mean the judges or the judiciary is doing anything wrong. It means that Donald Trump is doing everything wrong and he's being held to account. This is not rocket science. This is just common sense.
I mean, this headline, Jim Jordan dodges when asked what impeachable offense a federal judge has committed. He basically said homina, homina, homina. I mean, because I think the one, bill they put forward, high crimes and misdemeanor, it's a high crime and misdemeanor to rule against Donald Trump. I mean, But this is there's one of these a day of Republicans, right? Trying to.
Yeah, and it even prodded Chief Justice John Roberts into wakefulness to issue a very rare public statement saying, hey, listen up, everybody. Impeachment is not the way to dispute a legal ruling. It's called an appeal. And if I can translate that from Chief Justice speak to English, he told Donald Trump, shut up, sport, basically.
Okay. Trump administration on Wednesday defended the detention of a Georgetown University postdoctoral fellow by immigration agents. He's an Indian citizen who entered the U.S. on a J-1 student visa, was arrested by masked agents with the Department of Homeland Security at his home in Arlington. The court papers filed by his attorney allege he has not been charged with any crime, has no criminal record. A Homeland Security spokesperson accused him of having, quote, close connections to a known or suspected terrorist who's a senior advisor to Hamas without citing any evidence to support that claim. I mean, we're hearing at least a story a day like this.
Yeah, this is not just an attack on the First Amendment guarantee of free speech and academic freedom. This is just some straight up dictatorial garbage. And I will say, because I see the federal courts holding strong in all of these cases, it is not going to be long before they start to hold administration officials in criminal contempt, because ultimately these federal court judges will not play. They will insist that their lawful orders be obeyed. And, then I fear that what Donald Trump's next move might be. Will he call out the military? I mean, who knows? I do think, Steph, part of me is concerned that Donald Trump does things that are so unpopular with 80 or 90% of the American people. I hope he's not trying to drive people out into the street just so he'll have an excuse to declare martial law.
I love you, Glenn Kirschner. Well, most people know that staying hydrated is essential to nearly every bodily function, right? But 75% of Americans do not consume enough fluid daily. As we age, naturally bodily changes make staying hydrated even harder, especially without artificial additives or excess sugars. That's where Native Path comes in with extra help. Native Path's Hydrate is not just another drink mix. It is a thoughtfully designed formula packed with BCAAs and all 9 essential amino acids to help with muscle recovery and overall vitality. Plus, it's completely sugar-free and 100% natural. It goes in my bike bottle every single Saturday. With their Native Path Hydrate product, you can fuel your body with essential electrolytes at the cellular level for overall vitality. Unlike other hydration drink mixes that are designed for marathon runners and contain upwards of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, Native Hydrate contains just 230 milligrams of sodium. That's optimal for daily hydration, free of artificial flavors, sugars, and dyes. It is only 5 calories per serving, and every order comes with a 365-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it risk-free. Visit nativehydrate.com/Stephanie to see what Native Hydrate could do for your health. I love it. Drink up. That's nativehydrate.com/Stephanie.